There is a continent where time doesn't simply move forward, it coils back into circles of memory. Where the ancient isn't buried, but still alive, in stone, in temples, and in the eyes of its people. Where nature isn't still, but roars through volcanoes, breathes deep in the jungle, and melts slowly through icy rivers. This is the Americas. A land of beginnings, kishin, and unhealed fractures. From forgotten civilizations to cities born of hope and exile. Every landscape has a soul. Every soul, a legend waiting to be told. And this journey is your key to unlocking 1,000 worlds hidden within one continent. So tell me, where will you begin? With the echoes of Machu Picchu, the salt flats that mirror the sky, or the streets where salsa and sorrow dance hand in hand. Come with me, from north to south, across 20 untold stories, 20 heartbeats sync to the rhythm of this land. Your compass is curiosity. The map, rewritten with every step. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share video. And now, the journey begins. Ecuador. A country that defies expectations, existing in ways it almost shouldn't. How can a nation smaller than Italy hold within it 4 distinct worlds: the towering Andes, the lush Amazon rainforest, the sparkling Pacific coast, and the legendary Galapagos Islands? However, in Ecuador, all of these are only hours apart. Straddling the equator, Ecuador offers a rare chance to stand in both hemispheres at once. Snow-capped volcanoes pierce the sky, rising above emerald jungles. And within its borders lies the closest point on Earth to outer space. The country's biodiversity is nothing short of astonishing. More life per square meter than nearly anywhere else on the planet. Life thrives atop dynamic geology, with 27 active volcanoes shaping a land rich in energy and contrast. Ancient civilizations, colonial architecture, and vibrant indigenous traditions blend to form a cultural landscape as varied as its terrain. A journey through Ecuador reveals natural wonders, cultural heritage, ancient history, and hidden treasures. Small in size, but mighty in significance, Ecuador is a biodiversity giant. It is home to over 1,600 bird species, 16% of the world's amphibians, and 8% of its mammals. Across 4 distinct zones: the Amazon rainforest, the Andes, the cloud forests, coastal mangroves, and the Galapagos Islands. Each region feels like a world of its own. From pink river dolphins in the Amazon to tiny glass frogs hiding among cloud forest moss, nature here is nothing short of magical. Ecuador also leads in sustainable tourism, especially in protecting the Galapagos. In fact, it was the first country in the world to grant constitutional rights to nature, recognizing ecosystems as living entities, even extending legal protections to rivers. This bold vision sets a global standard for conservation, proving that ecological protection and unforgettable travel experiences can go hand in hand. Ecuador's cuisine reflects its diverse landscapes, falling into 3 main styles: Highland Andes, Coastal Pacific, and the Amazon. In the Andes, hearty dishes like potato soup, roasted meats, kai, guinea pig, and lentil stews are served with rice, corn, and spicy ají sauce. On the coast, seafood takes center stage, especially the beloved ceviche, fresh fish marinated in lime, onions, and cilantro, popular from Pacific shores to upscale restaurants in Quito. In the Amazon, meals are simple but unique, featuring river fish, wild meats, bananas, and yuca, drawn straight from the forest. Ecuador is also the birthplace of some of the world's finest chocolate. Heirloom cacao, first cultivated over 5,000 years ago by the Mayo Chinchipe culture, has made Ecuador a global leader in premium chocolate. Along the chocolate route, visitors can trace the history, learn the craft, and savor rare floral. fruity cacao varieties. Ecuador's history is equally compelling, from the ancient Valdivia culture that crafted the earliest ceramics in the Americas to Inca relics like Ingapirca and legends of lost treasure buried high in the mountains. In 1822, Ecuador gained independence from Spain and began to chart its own path, shaping a national identity as rich and complex as its topography. Traditions remain vibrantly alive. In the Amazon, shamans continue the ancient ayahuasca ceremonies believed to bring deep spiritual healing. In the highlands, festivals like Diablada de Piaro erupt with colorful devil masks and rebellious energy, echoes of resistance against colonial power. Even everyday life brims with charm. Vibrant street murals turn cities into open-air galleries, blending folk art with contemporary expression. Ecuador is where tradition and modernity coexist in harmony, creating a kaleidoscope of unforgettable experiences. From its landscapes to its daily life, this small country delivers magic in every corner. Now, let's begin the journey through Ecuador's most extraordinary place, where the unexpected awaits in one of the world's most captivating corners. Nestled between the northern and southern hemispheres, Ecuador is one of the rare countries that can rightfully say, the sun is almost always directly overhead. The name Ecuador is not a metaphor. It comes straight from the Spanish word for equator. And perhaps nowhere illustrates this more vividly than Mitad del Mundo, the middle of the world, located just outside the capital, Quito. There, a bold yellow line stretches across the ground, marking latitude 0 degrees, where the northern and southern hemispheres meet, not only on maps, but beneath the very feet of those who stand upon it. Visitors from all corners of the globe come to experience a moment that feels almost surreal, one foot in the northern hemisphere, the other in the southern. But this site is far more than a novelty. It is a confluence of science, history, and legend. Indigenous peoples once believed this was the center of the universe, where the heavens and the earth touched, and where gods made their dwelling. In the 18th century, French scientist Charles-Marie de la Condamine arrived here with instruments in hand, determined to pinpoint the exact location of the equator, an achievement that would mark a milestone in global scientific understanding. Nearby, the Untold Museum offers experiences that defy common expectation. Eggs that balance upright on a nail head, water that flows without swirling, and even the sensation of being slightly lighter due to the subtle change in gravitational force at the equator. But the journey does not end at the center of the Earth. From Mitad del Mundo, the road winds southward through the majestic Andean highlands. It curves along mountain slopes where volcanic soil nourishes fields of quinoa, corn, and potatoes, the humble gifts of this fertile land. Small villages dot the vast countryside like white and golden strokes on a grand canvas of nature. Soon, the horizon begins to change. A snow-capped peak rises into view. Cotopaxi, one of the highest volcanoes in Ecuador, standing at 5,897 meters. Its cone is near perfect in shape, eternally cloaked in snow, like an icy spear piercing the sky. To the native Quechua people, Cotopaxi is a sacred being, a powerful spirit from ancient times, and the site of rituals honoring Pachamama, the Earth Mother, long before the arrival of the Spanish. Though it may appear calm, beneath its frozen crown lies a simmering lava lake, reminding all that Cotopaxi remains one of the world's active volcanoes. The landscape surrounding Cotopaxi is like something drawn from a dream. Low clouds drifting at eye level, wild vicuñas grazing peacefully upon glistening snowfields, and winding paths that climb higher and higher, as if linking the human spirit to the divine. This is not merely a place of beauty. It is a place where nature, heritage, and the sacred meet in Ecuador's magnificent harmony. Each stratum of rock, every streak of ice seems to recount the volcano's turbulent past, from the cataclysmic eruption of 1877, which sent lahars sweeping hundreds of kilometers, to the more recent awakening in 2015 that triggered evacuations across the surrounding valleys. Set within Cotopaxi National Park, established in 1975, the area spans over 33,000 hectares and is one of Ecuador's most visited ecological reserves. The park protects the Paramo ecosystem, a high-altitude Andean grassland marked by extreme temperature shifts, low vegetation, and relentless winds year-round. Though harsh, the Paramo teems with life. Wild llamas, Andean wolves, deer, foxes, and over 90 species of birds, including black hawks and Andean condors, glide through the sky. Among the park's most popular sites is Laguna Limpio Pungo, perched at around 3,800 meters. Its still waters mirror Cotopaxi's snow-capped summit, creating an ethereal vista ideal for birdwatching and soaking in the untouched beauty of the Andes. From the lake, the road continues upward to the Jose Rivas Refuge, located at over 4,800 meters. the last stop before daring climbers attempt the summit. Cotopaxi has erupted more than 50 times since the 16th century, with its most recent activity in 2015, leading to temporary park closures. Yet it is this very volatility that has carved the stunning terrain. Blackened basalt fields, ancient lava flows, steaming vents, and ridges weathered by centuries of wind and fire. For the indigenous Andean peoples, Cotopaxi is not just a volcano, but a sacred mountain, home to Apu, the mountain spirit believed to safeguard life, crops, and the breath of the land. According to legend, the mountain breathes when the wind rises, and when its summit blushes red at sunset, the gods are watching in silence. Even local cuisine reflects the altitude's influence. Potato, corn, and fresh cheese dishes provide warmth and stamina for long journeys. Coca tea, offered at every lodge and roadside stall, is both a remedy for altitude sickness and a daily ritual embedded in highland life. Walking through the Paramo is nearly meditative, where thin air heightens the senses and silence runs deep. In this vast stillness, the sound of wind rustling through ichu grass and bird calls echoing from distant cliffs becomes a subtle symphony. Beneath Cotopaxi's shadow, the contrasts are striking: glacial snow and volcanic ash, golden plains and sapphire skies, a landscape that is at once fierce and serene. Many visitors explore the park on mountain bikes, descending from heights above 4,000 meters into verdant valleys below. That descent becomes more than a sport. It is a reckoning between the human body and the elements, where lungs, limbs, and spirit must rise to meet the altitude. On clear days, Cotopaxi shares the skyline with fellow giants, Rumiñahui, Antisana, and the towering Chimborazo, silent guardians of the Ecuadorian highlands. Though geologists have studied Cotopaxi extensively, mysteries endure. The formation of ancient lava tubes, or how snow persists so close to the equator. Leaving Cotopaxi, the journey begins to veer eastward, toward a land where the slopes descend and the green breath of the forest begins to unfold. This is the misty threshold between the Andes and the Amazon, a realm where cloud, rain, and river blend into one. To venture deeper requires a 4x4 vehicle, one capable of navigating muddy tracks and narrow wooden bridges that cross jungle streams. But soon, even the vehicle must be left behind, for the only way forward is by canoe, drifting quietly along rivers like the Shirapuno or the Napo, gateways into the heart of Ecuador's Amazon. There are no honking horns, no city smoke, only the calls of jungle birds echoing above, the soft lapping of water against the canoe's side, and the rhythmic dip of the paddle into the rippling stream. The deeper one goes, the stranger and more wondrous the world becomes. Trees stretch tens of meters toward the heavens. Vines hang like living webs, and the air hums with unseen life. Beneath this towering canopy lies a breathtaking ecosystem. Cotton, top tamarins, scarlet macaws, coral snakes, and poison dart frogs. Each a thread in nature's intricate tapestry. This is a world governed not by human design, but by the original laws of nature. Hidden deep within the heart of Ecuador's tropical rainforest lives one of the most mysterious and resilient indigenous tribes, the Huaorani people. They call themselves Huaorani, meaning the people, a way of distinguishing themselves from all who do not belong to the forest. The Huaorani inhabit the Yasuni National Park, one of the most biodiverse regions on Earth. Their lives are deeply interwoven with the forest, hunting, gathering, and caring for each tree canopy as if it were an extension of their own being. With blowpipes up to 4 meters long, tipped with poison darts, they bring down monkeys and birds from high in the treetops, swiftly and precisely as if picking ripe fruit. Each dart is used only after a ritual blessing by a shaman, symbolizing the spiritual bond between humans, the forest, and all living creatures. The Huaorani never hunt ground-dwelling animals or birds of prey, an unspoken law passed down through generations. Among their traditional weapons is the tapa, a long ceremonial spear used both for defense and as a symbol of strength during tribal rituals. Under roofs thatched with onca leaves, entire families of 10 to 15 people share a life that is simple yet filled with warmth and connection. In this small community of around 4,000 people, many are born with broad feet or 6 toes, an adaptation that gives them remarkable agility when climbing. On towering trees, the Huaorani cling with ease, hidden from view, observing the slightest movements of monkey troops above. With a single, precise breath, their darts strike midair. Moments of hunting that reflect not only skill and experience, but a profound respect for nature. Huaorani women play equally vital roles. They are the gatherers of forest vegetables and medicinal herbs. They know which plants heal, which ones harm, and how to prepare them using knowledge passed down orally, never written in books. They believe that to separate humans from nature is to sever the soul itself. Some of the younger Huaorani now speak Spanish, using social media to tell their people's story, like a flame kept alive through generations. For those who listen to these stories, in the stillness of the deep forest, within a quiet village, it becomes an unforgettable experience. Back aboard the canoe, the jungle closes in once more, as if its secrets had never been spoken. But for those who paused, who truly listened, the Amazon is no longer just a place. It becomes a living being. A world not made for haste, but for understanding, patience, and reverence. And in that world, the Huaorani are the forest's final guardians, its storytellers, speaking through birdsong, river whispers, and the wind rustling through thatched leaves. After days immersed in the Amazon rainforest, the journey returns to Quito, the capital of Ecuador, nestled along the slopes of the majestic Andes. Unlike the bustle of many other capitals in the Americas, Quito offers a harmonious blend of colonial heritage and indigenous spirit. Not because the city lacks movement, but because at over 2,800 meters above sea level, every step here carries the weight of history. Cradled by slumbering volcanoes, Quito stretches across a series of valleys like a hand-embroidered ribbon, delicately laid upon the shoulders of the Andes. The city breathes the air of two worlds, one where the Inca civilization left its mark, and another where the Spanish built grand colonial structures from stone and faith. Quito is ancient, yet never old. Its historic center, honored as UNESCO's first ever World Heritage Site, remains alive with street vendors' calls, the toll of church bells, and the quiet footfalls on 16th century cobblestones. Wandering through the winding streets like La Ronda, one doesn't simply walk between buildings but through layers of memory. The very walls here seem to echo with folk songs, bursts of laughter, and the soft whispers of artisans still crafting by hand. Quito is not separate from nature, is part of the mountains. And standing atop the Teleférico at more than 4,000 meters, the city appears small and poetic below, as if all of Ecuador is whispering in the wind. Against the clear blue sky, the horizon is traced by snow-capped volcanic peaks. Something about the view makes one feel both humbled and exhilarated. At such heights, one might expect people to feel distant from the earth, but in Quito, everything feels close. Especially the food. A steaming bowl of locro de papa, potato soup with cheese, and avocado can comfort even the weariest traveler. One bite of lapingachos, with its crispy potato crust encasing a creamy cheese filling, reveals a cuisine that's simple, yet deeply heartfelt. In local markets, the scent of roast pork, golden fried plantains, and mildly spicy ají sauce draw a flavorful map of a city that is vibrant and warm. Lunch in Quito isn't just about filling the stomach, it's a ritual. A moment to pause, to sit together, and to share. From the first spoonful of soup to the final cup of black coffee. But what makes Quito truly special is not its altitude or architecture, it's how its people live with memory. Atop El Panecillo Hill, once a sacred site where indigenous peoples worship the sun god, stands the majestic statue of the Virgin de El Panecillo, a powerful symbol of both historical and religious identity in the city of Quito, Ecuador. Completed in 1975, the statue represents a remarkable fusion of traditional artistry and modern engineering, assembled from over 7,000 finely crafted pieces of aluminum, a rare technical feat in South America at the time. The sculpture is a reimagining of an 18th century depiction of the Virgin Mary by Bernardo de la Garda, a master artist of the Quito school, known for its distinctive local Baroque style. What sets this statue apart is its unique iconography, The Virgin is not only shown with outstretched arms in a protective gesture, but she also stands upon a winged serpentine, unusual and mystical element rarely found in Christian iconography. Towering at 45 meters in height, including its base, it ranks among the tallest Marian statues in the world, dominating Quito's skyline with grace and grandeur. More than a work of art, the statue serves as a manifestation of enduring Catholic faith and the sacred role of the Virgin Mary in Ecuadorian spiritual life. Positioned at the city's highest point, she watches over the capital like a silent guardian, bearing witness to its triumphs and trials through the centuries. The Virgin de El Panecillo is not merely a tourist attraction. It is a sacred emblem, a bridge between past and present, uniting a people through faith and tradition. Rising even above the majestic summit of Cotopaxi is Chimborazo, the highest mountain in Ecuador, reaching an altitude of 6,263 meters above sea level. Though it doesn't hold the title for the highest peak by absolute elevation, its unique position near the equator makes Chimborazo's summit the closest point on Earth to the sun. In fact, the distance from this peak to the center of the Earth is greater than that of Mount Everest. The name Chimborazo may come from the Quechua language, possibly meaning ice throne, a poetic metaphor for a mountain that remains snow-covered year-round. In the past, its glacial ice served as a natural resource, supplying nearby communities with blocks of frozen water. According to indigenous mythology, Chimborazo is imagined as a giant warrior locked in eternal battle with the surrounding volcanoes. These ancient oral stories lend the mountain an aura of mystery. Beneath its white mantle lie slopes of deep red, sculpted by time, minerals, and geologic forces into a landscape that feels both powerful and surreal. Meltwater from the glacier flows into misty valleys, painting a dreamlike beauty that lingers in memory. Though more than 1,000 years have passed since its last eruption, Chimborazo has never been considered entirely dormant. Its long silence has allowed the Paramo ecosystem to flourish, a high-altitude grassland that shelters rare species and plays a vital role in maintaining freshwater supplies for nearby populations. The base of Chimborazo stretches across more than 20 kilometers, attracting adventurers and explorers alike. Climbing to the summit is no simple feat. It demands careful preparation, physical endurance, and the guidance of experienced local mountaineers. Still, one doesn't need to be a climber to feel Chimborazo's grandeur. The surrounding nature reserve offers spectacular trails where visitors can spot wild vicuñas, rare relatives of the llama, or test their limits with mountain biking on rugged terrain. No matter how one chooses to explore it, the journey to Chimborazo is always a thrilling adventure, one that leads into the wild, beating heart of Ecuador's natural world. Nestled among emerald hills and mist-shrouded valleys, the town of Baños emerges like a hidden gem in the heart of Ecuador. Thanks to its stunning location, just a 3.5-hour bus ride from Quito, this small town has long been an essential stop for those exploring the equatorial nation. Surrounded by majestic volcanoes, including Tungurahua, one of Ecuador's still active giants. Baños offers travelers a visceral connection to the raw power of nature. High above the cloud forests of Baños, the swing at the end of the world hangs from a simple wooden beam at the Casa del Árbol, or tree house. Perched at an altitude of over 2,600 meters, the swing launches riders out over a steep cliffside, offering an unbroken view of the Tungurahua volcano in the vast Andean valley below. There are no harnesses or safety nets, only a rope swing, the open air, and the rush of adrenaline as you soar beyond the edge. On clear days, the view stretches for miles, with rolling clouds beneath and volcano peaks above, making the experience feel like flying. What began as a seismic monitoring station has become an iconic stop for thrill seekers and dreamers alike, drawn by the blend of danger, beauty, and sheer wonder. In Baños, waterfalls are not mere scenery. They are the beating heart of the landscape, carving their way through deep gorges and cloaking the forest in constant mist. Among them, the Ruta de las Cascadas, the waterfall route, is a mesmerizing journey stretching over 20 kilometers, lined with cascades that vary from graceful vales to roaring torrents. The crown jewel of them all is the Pilón del Diablo, or Devil's Cauldron, a name that hints at the raw, elemental power it holds. This towering 80-meter waterfall crashes down from a sheer cliff into a deep canyon, enveloped by lush jungle and echoing with thunderous sound. The water flows with such force and volume that even from a distance, the air vibrates with its energy. What sets Pilon del Diablo apart is the astonishing intimacy it allows. A spiraling stone staircase, carved directly into the rock face, winds up beside the falls, bringing visitors within just meters of the roaring column of water. Narrow tunnels burrowed into the cliff guide the daring closer still, where the deluge thunders overhead and walls tremble beneath a curtain of spray. The surrounding mist clings to every surface, turning sunlight into rainbows and bathing the forest in a perpetual shimmer. The trail is not for the faint of heart. Steep, wet, and dizzying. It tests balance and nerve. But the reward is a multi-sensory immersion into one of nature's most dramatic performances. Beyond Pilon del Diablo, the region is rich with other waterfalls, each with its own personality. Manto de la Novia, also known as the Bride's Veil, spills elegantly over a cliffside, resembling white lace unfurling from the sky. Cascada Agoyan plunges from a height of nearly 40 meters and is harnessed in part for hydroelectric power, though its natural beauty remains intact. Other hidden falls await discovery by those who bike, hike, or take open-air cable cars across the canyons. Together, these waterfalls are not just sights, they are living forces, ever-changing, sculpting stone, and feeding the green breath of the Andean forest. In Baños, the waterfalls are both spectacle and soul, reminders of nature's power, grace, and eternal motion. Mindo is where the cloud forest embraces every valley, creating a misty, dreamlike world that feels as if it were lifted from the pages of a fairy tale. Perched at an elevation of about 1,300 meters above sea level, Mindo enjoys a cool, humid climate, perfect for the lush growth of mosses, lichens, and wild orchids, which flourish here year-round. This forest is home to over 500 species of birds, including rare and endemic species such as the vibrant Andean cock of the rock and the shimmering blue-gray tanager bird. At dawn, it's not uncommon to see locals pausing beneath the trees, simply listening to the birdsong, a natural rhythm that has become woven into daily life. Tiny hummingbirds, no larger than a pinky finger, hover by brilliant blossoms, their wings beating up to 80 times per second, a fleeting miracle of nature. Mindo's forests also nurture over 200 recorded species of wild orchids, some so delicate and small they can only be seen through a magnifying glass. Adding to this natural spectacle are the butterflies. A local butterfly garden shelters hundreds of individuals, their wings glimmering like jewels under filtered sunlight. In the shaded understory, wild cacao trees still grow, their pods harvested by local families to make artisan chocolatier tradition passed down for generations. Beyond agriculture, many in Mindo make a living through ecotourism. Family-run homestays, bird-watching tours, and guided forest treks form the lifeblood of the community. Some residents who once hunted now serve as conservation guides, passing their deep forest knowledge to visitors and younger generations. During the rainy season, the forest grows dense and green, and rare creatures like the glass frog, whose skin is nearly transparent, appear near streams and pools. Hidden waterfalls tumble between mossy stones, places where locals cool off in the afternoon or gather during village celebrations. Every home seems adorned with hanging flower baskets, and fresh water flows through simple bamboo pipes directly from nearby falls, a way of life in quiet harmony with nature. Children in Mindo grow up to the steady sound of rain, chasing butterflies through the trees after school. Meals here are simple and nourishing. Green plantain soup, fish wrapped in forest leaves and grilled, and gently fermented juices from local fruits like lulo, mora, or guanabana. One beloved tradition in Mindo is to plant a tree during weddings, a gesture of love and longevity, rooted in the belief that marriage should endure like the old-growth forest. Beneath the canopy, one might spot a slow-moving three-toed sloth or a shy armadillo rustling beneath the dry leaves. In Mindo's cloud forest, humans and nature are not separate. They live together, breathe together, and keep the rhythm of the forest alive. At the heart of this extraordinary land lies the canton of Mejia, unfolding like a mystical valley that cradles 9 towering volcanoes, earning it the name Valle de los 9 Volcanes, also called Valley of the 9 Volcanoes. Beneath the slumbering giants like Pasachoa, Corazon, Rumiñahui, and the twin peaks of the Illinoises, life continues to bloom, as if the earth and sky are singing an eternal hymn of renewal. These misty highlands are home to the Chagra, the Andean horsemen who live in rhythm with the seasons and the mountain winds, tending cattle across the wild landscape with deep-rooted traditions. Mejia is divided into 3 distinct geographical zones, each with its own unique identity. In the highlands, the Paramo stretches across the terrain with silver grasses and carpets of wildflowers, where Andean condors glide against an endless blue sky. From rugged trails, each step brings travelers closer to the clouds. The central zone is the main valley, the agricultural heart, where tiered fields of quinoa, maize, barley, and potatoes form landscapes that look hand-painted. Here, historic haciendas, once Spanish estates, now welcome guests with immersive rural tourism that celebrates the Andean spirit. To the south, the terrain descends into a subtropical belt that flows through parishes like Alahuag and Manuel Cornejo Astorga. In this warmer, humid climate, biodiversity flourishes. Over 300 species of native orchids bloom in shaded crevices beside crystal-clear waterfalls and whispering forests. Yet Mejia offers more than enchanting landscapes. It pulses with vibrant culture and rich gastronomy. In local farmers markets, the scent of grilled corn cakes, roast pork, and locro, a hearty potato soup, weaves between stalls bursting with colorful produce. Weekend markets become lively gathering spots where villagers from surrounding communities come together and where Quechua and Spanish mingle in conversations that reflect a cultural identity shaped over centuries. In Mejia, travel is not just about reaching a destination. It's about stepping into the authentic rhythm of Andean life. Whether horseback riding along volcanic ridges, biking across open pastures, or soaking in natural thermal springs, each experience echoes a deep connection between people and their volcanic homeland. On chilly evenings around a family hearth, calm tales of the mountain gods are still told. Myths passed down like red threads, weaving history, legend, and daily life into a raw yet mesmerizing tapestry. Mejia doesn't promise man-made wonders or dazzling cityscapes. It offers something more profound, the chance to touch the untouched heartbeat of the Andes. Here, the red soil and volcanic ash not only nourish the crops, but also plant unforgettable memories in the hearts of all who visit. Ibarra, often called the White City, rests peacefully at the foot of the Imbabura volcano. Its old buildings, coated in white lime, form an elegant and timeless architectural tableau where nature and culture breathe in unison. At the heart of town, Plaza de la Independencia offers gentle shade, inviting visitors to stroll along cobbled streets where colonial memories still linger in every wall, every row of trees. Adding a graceful touch to the city's charm is La Catedral de Ibarra, a serene and solemn structure that rises like a low, contemplative note on the horizon. And when the highland sun casts its golden light, nothing delights more than a chilled helado de paila, a traditional ice cream made from tropical fruits, using time-honored artisanal techniques, capturing the pure, refreshing flavor of this enchanting land. Otavalo is one of the most captivating stops along any journey through Ecuador's northern highlands. Nestled beside the mirror-like waters of Lake San Pablo, this small town is renowned for hosting one of the oldest traditional markets in all of South America. Beneath vibrant canopies, local Quechua artisans display a dazzling array of handcrafted goods, from vividly colored textiles and intricate jewelry to finely tooled leather, each piece a living reflection of cultural heritage passed down through generations. Amid the exploration, a crispy empanada de viento, or a warm cup of canelazo, a comforting blend of cinnamon and sugarcane liquor, offers cozy warmth in the brisk highland air, evoking a sense of comfort and connection. Located just 3 kilometers from Otavalo, Paguche Waterfall is one of the most sacred and scenic natural sites in northern Ecuador. The waterfall stands at a height of 18 meters and feeds into a stream that stretches nearly 50 meters through a grove of eucalyptus and native trees. Historically, this place has been a ceremonial center for the Quechua people, especially during Inti Raymi, the ancient festival of the sun. Here, participants perform ritual cleansing baths, believing the waters hold spiritual and purifying powers passed down from their ancestors. Visitors can walk along stone trails and suspension bridges, hear traditional music, and witness local artisans nearby. More than a natural wonder, Paguche offers a deeply immersive cultural experience, blending myth, history, and living tradition. To grasp the raw power of Ecuador's natural world, no place stirs the soul quite like Quilatoa, a majestic volcanic crater resting on the western edge of the Andes. More than 8 centuries ago, a cataclysmic eruption blew the summit apart, leaving behind a vast caldera 3 kilometers wide. That crater now cradles the emerald waters of Lake Quilatoa, a magical mirror where clouds drift and dreams seem to settle. At nearly 4,000 meters above sea level, this is more than just a stunning landmark. It is a sacred symbol within the Quechua cultural universe. Local tradition holds that the lake connects to underground rivers flowing into the Pacific Ocean, and its depth remains beyond measurement. Rituals honoring Pachamama, also known as Mother Earth, are still quietly practiced here as icy winds slip through the crevices and silence falls like a sacred veil. The The lake's surreal hues arise from dissolved volcanic minerals, while steaming vents and hot springs along the crater's rim are subtle reminders that life still pulses beneath the surface of the seemingly sleeping Earth. The journey to Quilatoa often begins with a drive from Quito or Latacunga, weaving through fog-veiled highlands and windswept Paramo plains. Upon reaching the crater's edge, the view delivers a breathtaking shock the sapphire lake, nestled within cliffs that rise more than 400 meters high. As the sun arcs through the sky, the water shifts in color from gentle blue to mysterious green, as if some spirit stirs beneath the surface. For the adventurous, the Quilatoa Loop offers a 3-day trek through Andean villages, cloud forests, remote farms, and cliffs steeped in legend. Along the trail, indigenous artists sell vivid paintings of the crater lake. Elders speak Quechua as they pour steaming cups of tea, and children laugh alongside the donkeys that carry goods through the mountains. It is an open dialogue between visitor and land, between present-day life and ancient myth. Quilatoa can also be explored in a single day. For those short on time, a 4-6-hour hike around the rim provides an unforgettable experience. Yet the altitude and terrain demand respect. Soft volcanic ash, sharp stones, and steep gradients challenge both strength and spirit. Winds whip across the ridge, sometimes bringing thick white fog that cloaks the lake like a drifting dream. The best place to rest is the humble village of Quilatoa, clinging to the crater's rim, beautiful in its starkness, but harsh and cold. Those sensitive to altitude may opt to stay in Latacunga first, allowing time to adjust before ascending. On a clear afternoon, the lake becomes a colossal mirror, reflecting the endless Andean sky. A moment so pure, it silences fatigue and awakens a deep reverence for the planet's wonders. Quilatoa is not merely a destination, but a place that stirs awe, a realm where each breath carries the chill of mountain air, and every step descends into the fiery memory of Earth's ancient core. From towering volcanoes to misty cloud forests and the deep heart of the Amazon, the journey across Ecuador has unveiled a world where nature and humanity live as one. Each region visited feels like a distinct chapter, telling stories of life, memory, and enduring tradition. Still, the adventure is far from complete. Far to the west, off the Pacific coast, lies a mysterious archipelago waiting to be discovered, a place where time seems suspended and evolution reveals itself in every living creature. Let us journey onward to the Galapagos Islands, where nature writes its most extraordinary wonders.